The bar fight that made aliens rethink everything about humans. Ethan adjusted his backpack and looked around. Ships of every shape and size docked nearby. Some were sleek and shiny, others were rough and battered. Strange alien species moved through the corridors, talking in voices he could not understand. Some had 4 arms, some had scales, some had glowing eyes. Ethan had traveled a lot in his life, but he had never seen so many different beings in one place. Beside him, Lily Carter tightened the straps on her bag. "Looks like we are in the right place," she said, scanning the crowd. Her voice was calm, but her eyes were sharp. She had always been able to notice things other people missed. "The Nebula Lounge is supposed to have information about the Varkans. If anyone here knows something, it will be them." Ethan nodded. He was tired from traveling for days, but he was excited. The Varkans were a mysterious alien faction, rumored to attack human colonies without warning. Finding information about them could save thousands of lives. He rubbed his chin and glanced at the tall metal door in front of them. The sign above read in glowing letters, "The Nebula Lounge." A strange smell of spices, chemicals, and something else filled the air as soon as the door opened. Inside, the lounge was crowded. Aliens of all sizes filled the place. A few humans were there, but they were quiet, sitting in corners. Ethan and Lily moved carefully through the crowd, trying not to draw attention. Some aliens stared at them, some whispered to each other. Humans were unusual here, and not all aliens liked unusual things. The bar at the center was wide, with glowing bottles stacked high. Behind it, a large alien with 3 eyes and a long tongue served drinks. Ethan and Lily took a table near the back. From here, they could see most of the lounge. Ethan leaned back and looked around. Some aliens were laughing, some were arguing. A group of big, muscular aliens were tossing drinks at each other. The noise was loud, but it was not dangerous. Yet. He whispered to Lily, "Keep your eyes open. Someone here might know about the Varkans." Lily nodded. She pulled out a small tablet from her bag and started scanning signals in the room. "I see at least 7 different alien languages here," she said. "And someone is sending encrypted messages through the lounge network. That could be a lead." Ethan smiled. "Good, let's see what we can find." He watched a group of aliens near the bar. One of them, a tall creature with green skin and horns, kept looking at him. Ethan did not like the way it stared. He noticed its friends whispering and pointing at him too. The green alien stepped closer to Ethan. Its voice was low and harsh. "You are a human," it said. "You should not be here." Ethan kept his voice calm. "I belong where I want." "I have business here," the alien snorted. "Humans are weak, you will not last here." Ethan's eyes narrowed. He did not like threats, but he was not afraid. He had faced worse than a bar bully in space before. "I am not weak," he said simply. The alien laughed loudly. "We will see." Lily touched Ethan's arm. "Maybe we should be careful, we do not know how strong they are." Ethan nodded slightly, but he knew something. Humans had a way of surprising others. They could be clever, quick, and strong in ways aliens did not expect. He smiled at the green alien. "I guess we will see soon enough." The alien growled and moved back toward its group. Ethan and Lily stayed at their table, pretending to be calm, but they were ready. They knew that sometimes survival depended not on size or strength, but on intelligence, courage, and quick thinking. A few minutes passed. Ethan watched the lounge closely. Some smaller aliens came over, trying to intimidate them. They were sneaky, trying to steal drinks or bump into them. Ethan caught their hands and gently pushed them back. He smiled. "You have to be careful in a place like this. Humans do not like to be pushed around." The smaller aliens looked surprised. They were not used to humans reacting so quickly. They left, whispering to each other. Ethan and Lily continued to watch the room. Then a commotion started near the bar. The big aliens, the ones who had been tossing drinks, began shouting. One of them tripped and spilled a glowing drink on another. Instantly, the lounge was filled with shouts and laughter. Ethan looked at Lily. "This is not our fight, not yet." But the green alien with horns was not finished. It came back bigger and angrier this time. "You should leave, human," it said. Ethan got up slowly. He did not want trouble, but he could not back down either. "I will leave when I am ready," he said. His tone was calm but firm. The alien laughed cruelly. "Then you will regret it." It turned and called its friends over. Soon, 5 large aliens surrounded Ethan and Lily. The lounge went quiet. Other aliens stopped laughing and whispered to each other. Humans were not supposed to fight like this. They were supposed to run. Ethan glanced at Lily. She held her tablet like a weapon, ready to help if needed. He whispered, "We need to show them what humans can do." The first alien charged at him. Ethan dodged quickly, stepping to the side. He grabbed a chair and blocked another alien's swing. The movements were fast, clever, not brute force. Lily helped by tossing a small device that created a temporary smoke cloud. The aliens stumbled, surprised by the trick. Other aliens in the lounge started watching closely. They had never seen humans fight like this. Humans were unpredictable, smart, and fearless. Ethan and Lily worked together, using the environment to their advantage. Tables, chairs, and bottles became tools in their fight. Minutes passed, but it felt like hours. The aliens tried to surround them, but Ethan kept moving, dodging, and striking with precision. Lily used her tech skills to control small machines in the bar, tripping aliens or blocking their paths. Finally, the largest alien, the green one with horns, stepped forward. Its eyes glowed with anger. It had expected an easy fight, but now it realized humans were not so simple. How are you doing this?" it growled. Ethan smiled, wiping a bit of sweat from his forehead. "We are humans, we adapt, we survive, you will see that soon." The alien stared at him, unsure. The other aliens looked confused too. They had underestimated humans. They had thought humans were weak, slow, and simple. But now they saw something different. Humans were clever, fast, and fearless. The lounge slowly filled with whispers. Some aliens stepped back, some looked impressed, some looked afraid. Ethan and Lily did not stop. They knew that being underestimated could be a strength. Humans could turn weakness into power. After a few more clever moves and tricks, the green alien stepped back and raised its hands. "Enough," it said. "You humans, you are not what we thought." Ethan nodded, breathing heavily but smiling. "Good, now maybe you will think twice before underestimating us." The other aliens murmured among themselves. Ethan and Lily sat back at their table, pretending to relax. But inside, they knew something had changed. The aliens had seen humans in action. They had seen human strength, human intelligence, and human courage. Lily looked at Ethan and said quietly, "We just made history here even if they do not know it yet." Ethan nodded. He smiled, feeling proud. Humans were small compared to many alien species, but they had something no alien could easily understand: adaptability, cleverness, and heart. As the night continued in the Nebula Lounge, Ethan and Lily watched the crowd. They knew the fight was only the beginning. Humans would have to face many more challenges in the galaxy, but this was the first step. For the first time, many aliens were thinking differently about humans, and Ethan knew that humans were ready for whatever came next. The air in the Nebula Lounge felt heavier now. The whispers of the aliens filled every corner of the room. Ethan Collins and Lily Carter had proven humans were not weak, but some aliens still wanted to test them. From the far side of the bar, a new figure moved forward. He was huge, taller than any alien Ethan had faced before. His skin was dark blue and rough like stone. Muscles bulged under his uniform, and his eyes glowed faintly red. The moment he entered the lounge, other aliens made way, bowing slightly or stepping back. This was Zorak, the champion of bar fights across the galaxy. Stories of his victories traveled faster than most ships. Every alien in the lounge knew his reputation. He had never been defeated in a fight, and many had tried. Zorak's gaze landed on Ethan, and he laughed, a deep sound that shook the air. "So this is the human they talk about," he said. His voice was loud, and every alien in the room turned to watch. "You have angered my people. You have embarrassed us. I will correct this." Ethan stood, his hands calm at his sides. He did not flinch. "I do not want trouble," he said, "but I will defend myself if I have to." Zorak smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Defense? No, you will have a proper fight, one that everyone will remember. Are you ready, human?" Lily touched Ethan's arm lightly. "Be careful. He is bigger than all of them combined. One wrong move—" Ethan nodded slightly. He had faced larger opponents before, but Zorak was different. He was strong, fast, and trained to fight in ways most beings could not predict. But humans had something Zorak did not understand: adaptability. The lounge went silent as Zorak moved to the center of the room. Ethan followed, his steps steady. The aliens formed a circle around them. Some sat on chairs, some leaned against tables. They wanted to see the human fail. They wanted to see Zorak's victory. Zorak raised his arms, flexing his muscles. "Begin," he commanded. The fight started fast. Zorak charged at Ethan like a thunderbolt, his fists swinging. Ethan dodged quickly, rolling to the side. He grabbed a chair and threw it, forcing Zorak to step back. The aliens gasped. Humans could move with speed and precision they had never seen. Zorak's eyes narrowed. He had not expected the human to dodge so easily. He swung again, this time aiming for Ethan's legs. Ethan jumped over the attack and landed behind him. He grabbed a bottle from a nearby table and rolled it towards Zorak, hoping to distract him. Zorak laughed, catching the bottle with one hand and crushing it. "Clever," he said, "but not enough." The fight continued. Ethan moved quickly, using everything around him. He flipped chairs, pushed tables, and even swung from a hanging lamp to avoid Zorak's attacks. Lily stayed close, her tablet in hand. She activated small drones that buzzed around, creating confusion. Zorak swatted them away, but it slowed him down. The other aliens watched in awe. Humans were unpredictable. They did not fight like any species they had seen. Most aliens relied on strength, speed, or brute force. Humans used intelligence, quick thinking, and teamwork. Every move Ethan made was unexpected, and every counter made the aliens whisper among themselves. Zorak's movements grew faster and stronger. He was beginning to realize that Ethan was no ordinary opponent. He lunged forward with both arms, trying to grab Ethan. But Ethan rolled under him and kicked a chair, hitting Zorak's chest. The giant stumbled back, surprised. "You are strong," Zorak admitted, breathing heavily. "But this is only the beginning." Ethan smiled faintly. "Then let's continue." The fight escalated. Ethan ran toward a table and grabbed a tray, swinging it like a shield. Zorak smashed it with his fist, breaking it into pieces. Ethan did not stop. He ducked, dodged, and struck quickly with his own fists, aiming for weak points he had learned from observing Zorak's movements. The aliens in the lounge began cheering. Some were shocked, some were entertained, but all were watching closely. They had never seen a human fight like this. They had always believed humans were small, fragile, and weak. Now every move Ethan made proved them wrong. Zorak roared and charged again. This time Ethan noticed something. Zorak's attacks were powerful but predictable. He relied on strength and repetition. Ethan's mind worked fast. He moved behind Zorak, grabbed a bar stool, and swung it, hitting Zorak's back. The giant stumbled forward into a table, knocking over bottles and chairs. The noise was loud. The aliens gasped. Even Zorak looked surprised. "How?" he began, but Ethan was already moving, spinning around, ready for the next strike. Lily was helping too. She activated a small holographic screen that flashed bright lights in Zorak's eyes. The giant swatted at it, confused. Ethan took the moment to attack with speed. He struck, dodged, and rolled away. Zorak's strength was immense, but Ethan's agility and cleverness allowed him to keep up. Minutes passed like hours. Sweat ran down Ethan's face, but he did not stop. Every punch, every dodge, every trick he used made the aliens realize something important. Humans were not weak. They were not simple, they were unpredictable, clever, and resilient. Zorak's eyes glowed red with anger and frustration. He could not believe it. He had fought hundreds of beings and won every time. But this human, Ethan, was different. Ethan moved like water, never stopping, never giving Zorak a clear chance. "You, human," Zorak growled, "you are unlike anything I have faced." Ethan wiped his brow and smiled. "I told you, humans survive, we adapt, that is what makes us strong." The aliens whispered again. Some shook their heads in disbelief. Others muttered, "This human, he is remarkable." The crowd was no longer hoping for Zorak to win. They were watching in awe. Humans were small in size, but their mind, their speed, their courage, these were weapons aliens did not expect. Zorak tried one last attack, swinging both fists with full force. Ethan jumped over him, landed on a table, and flipped behind him. With careful timing, he used the environment to his advantage. He kicked Zorak's leg, causing the giant to stumble. Ethan ran forward, grabbing Zorak's arms and using a spinning move to push him into a wall. The impact made a loud crash. The lounge was silent. The aliens stared. Zorak slowly got up, breathing heavily, his pride wounded. He looked at Ethan, and for the first time he did not laugh. You have won this round," he said, his voice low. "Humans, you are more than I expected." Ethan nodded, breathing hard. "That is all I wanted to show. Humans are not weak, we are not simple. And we will not be ignored." Lily smiled at him. "You did it, they saw it, they finally saw it." Zorak raised a hand. "Let it be known this human is clever, strong, and unpredictable. We must rethink our view of humans." The aliens whispered and nodded, some even clapped. Ethan and Lily sat back at their table, tired but proud. They had not only defended themselves, but had changed the perception of humans in the lounge. The crowd slowly returned to their drinks, but the atmosphere had changed. Aliens who had once dismissed humans now looked at them with respect and caution. Ethan and Lily had done more than survive a bar fight. They had shown the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. Ethan looked at Lily. This was only a small fight, but it matters. One human can make a difference, Lily nodded, and one smart fight can change the way an entire species thinks. As they watched the lounge continue, Ethan and Lily knew that this was only the beginning. The galaxy had seen a glimpse of human potential tonight. Aliens would talk about it for years, and humans, with their cleverness and courage, would continue to surprise everyone they met. Ethan took a deep breath and smiled. We are just getting started. The night carried on in the Nebula Lounge, but Ethan and Lily knew that something important had changed. Humans had proven that even small, simple beings could stand tall against giants. They had shown that intelligence, bravery, and quick thinking could be stronger than raw strength. And as they left the lounge later, aliens whispered among themselves, remembering the human who had faced Zorak and lived. They would not forget. The day after the fight in the Nebula Lounge, news of what had happened spread quickly through the space station. Aliens whispered about the human who had faced Zorak and survived. Some were shocked, some impressed, and some were nervous. Ethan Collins and Lily Carter moved carefully through the corridors. They had work to do. Information about the Varkans was still their main goal, but now every alien they passed looked at them differently. As they walked, a small group of aliens approached. They were not as large as Zorak, but their eyes glowed with curiosity. One of them, a thin, yellow-skinned being with long fingers, spoke. "Human, Ethan Collins?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, what do you want?" The alien lowered its head slightly. We wish to observe." "You fight differently than any species we know. Can we watch how you handle danger?" Ethan looked at Lily, who shrugged. "It could be useful," she whispered. "They might have information about the Varkans." Ethan smiled slightly. "Very well, but be careful. Humans can be unpredictable." The aliens nodded and followed them at a distance. Ethan led Lily through the station's crowded corridors to a quieter area. They needed to be safe while gathering information. As they walked, Ethan thought about what had happened in the lounge. The fight had been more than a physical challenge. It had been a lesson. Humans were small, yes, but they had creativity, strategy, and courage. Aliens had underestimated them, and now the seed of respect was planted. In a quiet corner of the station, they found a small information hub. It was run by a mixture of humans and aliens. The hub contained data about trade, travel, and sometimes intelligence. Ethan approached the main console and began scanning for messages about the Varkans. Lily worked beside him, using her tablet to decode encrypted signals. Minutes passed. The air was tense. Aliens outside the hub watched silently, impressed by the humans' focus. Humans were doing something complex without panic, without fear. Their movements were confident and precise. Suddenly, a warning message appeared on the console. A Varkan fleet had been detected near a human colony in the sector. The attack could happen at any time. Ethan's jaw tightened. "We need to warn them," he said. Lily nodded. "We can't go directly. They'll be ready for us. We need a plan." Ethan looked at the aliens who had followed them. "You," he said, pointing to the yellow-skinned one. "Can you help us get a fast ship?" The alien bowed. "Yes, we have access to transport. Follow me." Within minutes, Ethan, Lily, and the alien were on a small, fast shuttle. The alien piloted it with skill, weaving through asteroid fields and avoiding patrols. Ethan and Lily sat in the back, reviewing what they knew about the Varkans. "They are clever," Ethan said. "They strike suddenly, then disappear. We need more than speed. We need a trap." Lily nodded. "We can use their overconfidence against them. If we make them think they are attacking an empty colony, we can prepare and strike back." The alien piloted the shuttle silently. Ethan noticed how quickly he adapted to changes in speed and direction. Humans were not the only ones with adaptability, but aliens often underestimated the creativity and unpredictability of humans. When they arrived near the colony, the station sensors showed that the Varkan fleet was already in orbit. Ethan's eyes narrowed. "They are faster than we thought." Lily began preparing a holographic map of the colony and the approaching fleet. "If we lure them to the northern ridge," she said, "we can force them into a trap. Their ships are stronger in open space but less maneuverable in tight areas." Ethan smiled. "Perfect, that's exactly what we need." The yellow-skinned alien spoke up. Your ideas are clever." Humans think differently than we expect. You do not rely on strength alone. You use mind and strategy. Ethan nodded. That is what makes us survive. Strength is not everything. Observation, planning, and quick thinking, that is power too. Lily finished setting up their plan. They sent a signal to the colony disguised as a routine message. The colony prepared hidden defenses and waited. Ethan and Lily watched as the Varkan fleet moved closer, unaware of the trap. The first Varkan ships entered the northern ridge. Ethan held his breath. The aliens he had fought in the lounge might have underestimated him, but the Varkans had never seen a human like this. The humans in the colony were ready. As the Varkan ships moved deeper into the trap, automated turrets emerged from the hidden positions. Mines detonated in precise patterns, forcing the enemy ships into narrow paths. Ethan moved quickly, coordinating with the colony. Now, he shouted. The human fleet, small but fast, struck from the sides. Varkan ships were caught off guard. Their strength meant little in the confined area. The humans dodged, weaved, and countered. The aliens watching from the shuttle were amazed. Humans, incredible, the yellow-skinned alien whispered. We never thought. Ethan smiled but stayed focused. Never underestimate humans, he said quietly. The battle lasted for hours. The Varkans, though numerous and powerful, were trapped by human ingenuity. They tried to adapt, but humans were faster in thinking and action. Every move Ethan and Lily made was precise. They anticipated attacks, directed defenses, and used the environment to their advantage. Finally, the Varkans retreated. Many ships were destroyed or damaged. Humans had survived against overwhelming odds. The aliens watching cheered quietly. They had witnessed humans in action again, not just in a bar fight, but in a real, dangerous situation. Ethan and Lily finally breathed. Their bodies were tired, but their minds were sharp. They had done more than survive. They had won. And they had shown that humans were more than what the galaxy believed. The yellow-skinned alien looked at Ethan. You, humans, you change everything. You do not fight like others. You think, you plan, you adapt. You are remarkable. Ethan shook his head. We are just trying to survive, but if others learn from us, maybe they will understand humans are not to be underestimated. Lily smiled. And one day, humans will not just survive, they will lead. The alien nodded slowly. I will tell others, they will remember. As Ethan and Lily returned to the station, the whispers followed them. Aliens spoke of humans differently now. They no longer saw them as weak or primitive. Humans were clever, fearless, and capable of great things. Ethan looked at Lily. Do you see it? We are small, but our mind, it is our real strength. Lily nodded. And we are not done yet. The galaxy is watching. The shuttle landed back at the station. Ethan and Lily stepped out, tired but proud. They knew the fight in the lounge was only the beginning. The real test was survival in the galaxy, and humans were proving, again and again, that they were ready. Aliens around the station now looked at humans with caution and curiosity. Stories of Ethan's cleverness, Lily's quick thinking, and the colony's defense would travel across systems. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were a force to be reckoned with. Ethan took a deep breath. We will face more challenges, he said. But humans, we can handle them all. Lily smiled. And they will never see us coming. As they walked through the station, they passed groups of aliens who nodded in respect. Some whispered, some stared, but all remembered the humans who had survived impossible odds. The galaxy had begun to change its opinion. Humans were clever, adaptable, and brave. They were no longer just small creatures. They were a species to be reckoned with. And Ethan and Lily knew that this was only the start. Humans had many more battles ahead, but they had shown that one clever mind, one quick decision, and one brave heart could make a difference. The Nebula Lounge fight had planted the seed. The Varkan battle had proven it. And now, humans were on the path to becoming legends. Ethan glanced at Lily. The galaxy thinks differently about us now, Lily smiled. Good, let them watch. We have many more surprises left. And with that, humans walked on, ready to face whatever the galaxy would throw at them next, proving with every step that strength was not only in muscles, but in the mind, the heart, and the courage to stand tall when others doubted them. The Nebula Lounge had quieted after the events of the past days, but the echoes of humans' courage lingered. Aliens across the station whispered about Ethan Collins and Lily Carter. Stories of the bar fight and the clever defense against the Varkans had traveled fast, and the perception of humans was changing. Some aliens looked at humans with newfound respect, others with curiosity, and a few with fear. Ethan and Lily knew that their actions had consequences beyond themselves. The station's corridors were crowded as usual. Merchants, travelers, and travelers from countless species moved between docks and shops. Ethan and Lily moved carefully, knowing that some aliens might challenge them again. Humans were still rare in these areas, and the whispers followed them wherever they went. Some alien groups made way for them, others stared in awe or confusion. Humans had become more than a small species. They were a topic of discussion, a puzzle to the galaxy. Ethan paused near a docking bay, watching a massive trade ship land. "Lily, we need to think about the next step," he said. "The Varkans will be planning their next move. We can't wait for them to strike again." Lily nodded, scanning her tablet. "I've been analyzing messages from several stations. There's talk of other alien factions noticing what humans are capable of. They're curious and cautious. If we act smart, we can turn this attention into an advantage." Ethan smiled. "Exactly. Humans survive by thinking ahead. Strength is not always the answer, but planning and adaptability, that is real power." Suddenly, an alarm blared across the docking bay. A small shuttle was approaching fast, its hull scorched in places. It landed roughly, and a group of aliens rushed out, carrying a human girl. She was young, no more than 16, with brown hair and wide, fearful eyes. "She's from the outer colonies," one alien explained. "Her village was attacked. She escaped, barely." Ethan's eyes hardened. Humans in the outer colonies were vulnerable. The galaxy might underestimate them, but they were targets. He stepped forward. "We have to help her. She might have information about the Varkans' next move." Lily agreed, quickly scanning the girl for injuries. "She's scared, but she's alive. That's what matters. We can learn from her." The girl looked at Ethan, her eyes wide. Are you humans?" she asked. I thought no one could stop them." Ethan nodded. "We are humans, and we will help you. You are safe now." The girl hesitated, then spoke quickly. "They are planning something big. Ships are moving to several colonies at once. We can't fight them. We need clever people. Humans are clever." Lily raised an eyebrow. "She already knows what humans can do," she whispered to Ethan. "They are watching us even from the shadows." Ethan nodded. "Then we need to act fast. We can't let the Varkans take more colonies." They brought the girl to a safe room in the station. Ethan and Lily began questioning her gently, learning everything she could remember. Names of ships, locations, strategies. She remembered details that most adults would forget in panic. Ethan realized that humans had a skill that was rare even among aliens: resilience under pressure. Humans could think clearly when others panicked, plan when others fled. As the girl spoke, Ethan's mind worked fast. He began forming a plan. The Varkans would strike multiple colonies, assuming humans would be scattered and unprepared. But humans could turn that assumption against them. He and Lily would organize a defense, not with sheer numbers, but with strategy and clever traps. Lily smiled at him. "You're thinking like a commander. Humans always surprise others with how we solve problems." Ethan nodded. "It's not about fighting alone. It's about using what we have. Speed, planning, creativity. That's what makes humans strong." They gathered a small team of humans and willing aliens. The humans were from various colonies, quick learners, and adaptable. The aliens were impressed by the humans' ideas, though some were skeptical. Ethan explained the plan in simple terms. "We will lure the Varkans into zones we control. We will use the environment, the ships, and traps. Strength is only part of the fight. Thinking is more important." The aliens listened carefully. Some nodded, beginning to understand. Humans did not fight like any species they knew. Humans used intelligence, teamwork, and unpredictability. They adapted quickly and could turn small advantages into big victories. As the Varkan fleet approached the first colony, Ethan and his team were ready. Hidden mines, false signals, and automated turrets were positioned strategically. Humans worked quickly, checking calculations, communicating with signals, and moving to cover each other. The Varkans assumed they were attacking scattered, unorganized colonies. They did not know humans were prepared. When the Varkans entered the trap zone, the humans struck. Automated defenses activated, mines exploded in precise patterns, and human-controlled ships emerged from hidden positions. The Varkans were caught off guard. Their strength alone could not overcome the clever tactics of humans. Ethan and Lily directed the action from a command center. Every move was calculated. Humans had fewer ships and fewer weapons, but their planning allowed them to strike where it mattered most. The aliens assisting them marveled at the humans' coordination and calm under pressure. The battle raged for hours. The Varkans adapted, but Ethan and Lily were faster. They anticipated the enemy, shifted defenses, and used every tool available. Each colony under threat survived because of humans' quick thinking. Finally, the Varkans retreated. Many of their ships were damaged or destroyed. Humans had survived again, and the galaxy took notice. The aliens assisting them clapped quietly, some shaking their heads in disbelief. Humans were clever, adaptable, and brave. They had turned the Varkans' assumptions into their weakness. Ethan looked at Lily. "We've done it again," he said. "They thought we were weak, but we're not. Humans survive by thinking, by adapting, by staying calm when others panic." Lily smiled. "And by working together. That's what makes us stronger than they expect." The girl from the outer colony looked at them with wide eyes. I can't believe it. Humans, you're amazing." Ethan knelt beside her. "You don't have to believe it, you just have to remember it. Humans can survive anything if we think and act together." The aliens around them nodded slowly. They had learned a lesson that humans did not need brute strength to win. Humans had cleverness, teamwork, and resilience. They adapted quickly and could turn even a desperate situation into a victory. Word spread quickly across the station. Aliens who had doubted humans began to rethink everything. Small, unarmed humans could survive against fleets of powerful ships. Humans could outthink, outplan, and outlast species far stronger than themselves. Ethan and Lily returned to the Nebula Lounge that evening. The whispers followed them, but this time they were different. The aliens did not speak with mockery. They spoke with respect. Humans had proven themselves twice now, first in the bar, then against the Varkans. Zorak himself appeared in the lounge, walking slowly, his eyes fixed on Ethan. "You are different," he said quietly. "I underestimated humans. I see now that strength alone is not everything. Humans think, humans adapt, humans survive where others fail." Ethan nodded calmly. "That's all we ever do. We survive and we learn. That's what makes humans strong." Zorak's shoulders relaxed slightly. He had fought many beings, but he had never fought a human like Ethan. Humans were small, yes, but their mind, their courage, and their adaptability made them dangerous in ways Zorak had never imagined. The lounge filled with murmurs. Aliens spoke quietly, sharing what they had seen. Humans were clever, fearless, and unpredictable. They had changed the way the galaxy viewed them. No longer were humans dismissed as weak. They were a species to be respected, a species that could challenge even the strongest. Ethan looked at Lily. "The galaxy is starting to notice. They are beginning to rethink everything they know about humans." Lily smiled. "One fight, one clever plan, one survival at a time. That's how humans make history." The night in the Nebula Lounge continued, but Ethan and Lily knew that their actions had done more than survive another threat. They had changed perceptions, planted seeds of respect, and shown that humans were more than their size. Humans had mind, courage, and adaptability, the qualities that could survive and even thrive in a galaxy full of unknown dangers. And as they left the lounge later, they felt a quiet satisfaction. Humans were no longer underestimated. The galaxy had begun to see them for what they truly were, clever, brave, and unstoppable when they worked together. Ethan glanced at Lily. "The next challenge will come," he said. "But humans, we are ready for anything." Lily nodded. "And we will face it like we always do. With our minds, our courage, and our hearts. That is what makes humans extraordinary." The galaxy had begun to notice humans, and Ethan Collins and Lily Carter felt the weight of that attention. Word of their cleverness and courage had spread across stations and colonies. Aliens who had once dismissed humans now whispered about them with respect and sometimes fear. Humans were small in size, but their minds, adaptability, and bravery made them a force unlike any other. Ethan and Lily returned to the Nebula Lounge, the place where everything had started. The lounge was crowded, filled with aliens from different worlds, some curious, some cautious, and some eager to see humans in action. But tonight was different. Humans were no longer just visitors. They were now recognized as beings capable of changing the galaxy. Zorak, the blue-skinned champion, stood near the bar, his eyes fixed on Ethan. "You have proven humans are different," he said quietly. "Your kind is clever, adaptable, and fearless. I understand now that strength alone is not everything." Ethan nodded. "It's not just strength. Humans survive because we think, we adapt, and we never give up. That is what makes us strong." Lily smiled. "And humans always work together. That is how we turn impossible situations into victories. The lounge fell silent as a group of young humans entered. They were from colonies recently defended against the Varkans. Their eyes were wide with admiration as they looked at Ethan and Lily. The aliens watching them whispered among themselves, recognizing that humans inspired loyalty, courage, and teamwork in each other. Suddenly, the station alarms blared. Sensors detected a massive Varkan fleet approaching the nearby colonies. The humans and aliens present in the lounge froze. The fight they had faced before was nothing compared to what might come next. Ethan's jaw tightened. "This is it," he said. "They think they can strike again. They think humans are weak. They will learn the truth." Lily tapped her tablet quickly. "We can't defend every colony at once, but we can make them think we are everywhere. We can use strategy to turn numbers into weakness." The aliens looked confused. "Numbers?" one asked. "Your species is small. How can you face a fleet this large?" Ethan smiled faintly. "We do not fight like others. We use intelligence, traps, and unpredictability. The galaxy underestimates humans, but that is our strength." Within minutes, humans and willing aliens mobilized. Ships were moved into hidden positions. Mines and automated defenses were set up, and signals were sent to make the Varkans believe humans were scattered and unprepared. Ethan and Lily coordinated the defense, their minds working faster than any machine. As the Varkan fleet entered the trap zone, the humans struck. Automated turrets fired with precision, mines exploded in carefully calculated sequences, and fast, small human ships attacked from unexpected directions. The Varkans had expected chaos, but humans created order. They turned their small numbers into an advantage. The aliens assisting the humans watched in awe. Every move was calculated, every strike precise. Humans did not panic. They adapted. They used the environment, their technology, and their minds to outthink a much larger enemy. Zorak, observing from a nearby ship, muttered to himself, "Incredible! Humans, they do not fight like any other species. They survive where others fail. They adapt, they think, they plan." Ethan noticed the Varkans struggling to coordinate. Their fleet was strong, but their strategies were rigid. They could not adapt as quickly as humans. Every trick Ethan and Lily used, every trap they set, forced the Varkans to retreat further into disadvantage. Hours passed. The battle raged, but humans held the upper hand. Colonies that had seemed doomed were now safe. Every move humans made proved their intelligence and bravery. Their small numbers had never mattered as much as their ability to think, plan, and act together. Finally, the Varkans began to retreat. Ships were damaged, some destroyed, and their fleet morale was broken. Humans had won, not through brute force, but through cleverness, adaptability, and teamwork. The aliens observing from the station and the ships whispered among themselves. Humans had changed everything. They were no longer a species to dismiss. Their courage and intelligence had turned the tide of a battle against a superior enemy. Ethan looked at Lily, tired but satisfied. "We did it. We showed them what humans can do," Lily nodded. "We did more than survive. We changed how the galaxy sees us. They will think twice before underestimating humans again." The young humans from the colonies approached, their eyes wide with admiration. You saved us," one said. "How did you do it?" Ethan smiled. "We did not do it alone. Humans work together and we think quickly. We adapt. That is what makes us strong." Lily added, "Strength is not everything. Planning, creativity, and courage are just as important. Humans survive because we do not give up, even when the odds are against us." Zorak approached, his expression serious. "You have taught me something important," he said. "Humans are clever, unpredictable, and fearless. You survive where others fail. I respect your species." Ethan nodded. "Respect is earned. Humans survive and thrive because we never give up. And now the galaxy will know that humans are a force to be reckoned with." The aliens around them nodded slowly. Many whispered stories of humans, cleverness, bravery, and resilience. The galaxy had seen humans fight in ways no one expected. Small, adaptable, and intelligent, humans were no longer to be dismissed as weak. As Ethan and Lily walked through the station, aliens stepped aside to let them pass. Some nodded in respect. Some whispered their names to each other. Humans were now recognized as clever, courageous, and capable of incredible feats. The young girl from the outer colony looked up at Ethan. "I want to be like you," she said quietly. "I want to help humans survive." Ethan smiled gently. "You already can. Being human means thinking, helping, and never giving up." Anyone can be clever and brave if they try. Lily placed a hand on the girl's shoulder. And now you know, humans survive not because of strength, but because we use our minds and our courage. That is what makes us special. Across the station, stories of humans' victories spread. Aliens who had once mocked them now shared tales of courage and intelligence. Humans were small, yes, but their minds were sharp, their hearts brave, and their teamwork unmatched. They had survived impossible odds, fought superior forces, and come out stronger. Ethan and Lily returned to the Nebula Lounge one last time that night. The place was quiet, the shadows long. Memories of the bar fight, the Varkan attacks, and the clever defenses filled their minds. Humans had survived, and in doing so, they had changed how the galaxy viewed them. Zorak watched from a corner, silently respecting the humans' abilities. "I will tell my people," he said quietly. "Humans are not to be underestimated." Ethan looked at Lily. "The galaxy is changing. They will see us for what we are, clever, brave, and unstoppable when we work together." Lily smiled. "One bar fight, one clever plan, one battle at a time. That is how humans make history." The station hummed with activity around them. Aliens moved with caution and curiosity. Humans had proven themselves in ways no one had expected. They were no longer the small, weak species many had assumed. They were clever, brave, and capable of changing the course of events in the galaxy. Ethan and Lily walked through the corridors, ready for whatever came next. Humans had survived against the odds before, and they would survive again. Their minds, their hearts, and their courage were stronger than any fleet or alien army. As they looked out at the stars, Ethan whispered, "Humans are ready for anything the galaxy throws at us." Lily nodded, "And we will continue to surprise them. That is what makes humans humans." The galaxy had learned a lesson. Humans were clever, adaptable, and fearless. They survived when others failed. They fought not with brute strength alone, but with intelligence, teamwork, and courage. And from this day forward, humans were no longer underestimated. They were a force that could not be ignored. Ethan and Lily walked side by side, ready for the future. The bar fight, the Varkan attacks, and their clever strategies had proven one truth. Humans were extraordinary, and the galaxy would remember it forever.